Ladies and gentlemen, I know many of you remember this case that comes out of Windsor, Virginia, of Karen Nazario. He already went to court, and the police officers prevailed, and come to find out, his attorney called for a new trial because they had put a very pro police jury in for his case. And I said, see, that's one thing this place does. If they want a certain outcome, they'll make sure they stack the jury up against you. And that's what they did to him. So he ended up getting this ridiculously low amount of money, I think like $3,600. And he was suing for over $1 million for what happened to him. So there's an update on this. So, a town in Virginia has agreed to independent reviews of misconduct allegation against the police force to settle a lawsuit filed after a Black and Latino Army lieutenant was pepper sprayed during a traffic stop. The town of Windsor also agreed to more officer training as part of a settlement agreed and signed Thursday. In exchange, the state attorney's office will drop its argument that Windsor police broke a new law by depriving Karen um, Nazario his rights, which they did. So Windsor agreed to keep working towards accreditation by the Virginia Law Enforcement Professional Standards Commission. The police also hold officer training exercises twice a year and submit the Isle of Right's Commonwealth attorney reviewing any allegations of excessive force or misconduct against its officers. So it looks like he was able to strike a deal outside of court, because of the sneaky thing. I mean, I would be reluctant to go to court too because of what they did. So the attorney general began investigating the town after December 2020 traffic stop involving Windsor Police Department and Nazario, an Army lieutenant who is Black and Latino. The traffic stop captured the video, showed officers drawing their guns and pointing them at Nazario, who was he was in his uniform. You could clearly see that on the video. And using a slang term, suggests he was facing execution before pepper spraying him and knocking him to the ground. He was not arrested. The Attorney General office said its investigation found that about 22% of Windsor's population is Black. They accounted for 42% of the department's traffic stops between July 1st, 2020 and September 30th, 2021. The department also searched more vehicles driven by Black motorists than white drivers. Nazario sued the two officers involved in his encounter for $1 million in damages. But in January, a jury in Richmond mostly sided with police officers, awarded the soldier a total of $3,685, which is a joke for what he went through. So after investigating the traffic stop, the Democratic Attorney General Mark Herring said the agency found it was part of a bigger problem with the department. Republican Attorney General Jason Myers, who defeated Herring in a subsequent election, assigned the settlement agreement with the town of about 3,000. Windsor lies about 70 miles southeast of Richmond. What we all saw in the shocking traffic stop video involving Lieutenant Nazario was an egregious and unjust use of power. So, this is what the current attorney general said in a statement. I joined the hundreds of thousands of good and decent law enforcement officers who stand against any kind of police misconduct we witness. Windsor officials said the town signed the agreement to avoid further unfair and unjustified financial impositions placed upon the citizens of Windsor by the Office of the Attorney General. Over the past several years, Windsor officers used force 20 times in 23,000 encounters. Six of those encounters involved African Americans, one of which led to a valid complaint, according to the town. The town of Windsor has worked diligently within the police department to enhance training, improve policies and procedures, and ensure public and law enforcement operates without prejudice within the law, the town said in a statement. Yeah, well, I mean, nice statement. So it looks like, from what I'm seeing here, he might have worked out a deal behind the scenes. Because I know his attorney was not happy. And I remember doing that video. His attorney was like, oh no, they purposely stacked the jury with a bunch of pro cop citizens. And so he was cheated out of what he really should have gotten. So it looks like they settle something outside. It is saying that it will be settled. So look like they're doing something outside of court. You know what? They knew that wasn't right what they did. They knew that wasn't right. And I believe when that jury came back with that $3,685, they were saying the cops that did him wrong, that cop was eligible to get rehired again. So, in other words, you weren't going to do nothing. So I don't think that came off well, along with probably pressure from the public for them to do something. And it looks like they are. So I wanted to give you that update on this story. Y'all, please tell me what you think about this one. It's a shame what certain people got to go through in this country. Just please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.